Like,
Mm,
yeah, because like
Sure.
you don't think of money, you don't think about sex, you just think about
Bro,
like
I'm
being
most
with
happy
them.
right there. All I thought about was sex in that time. I'm gonna stop you
Oh
right there.
no!
This is John.
Oh no!
You know, George, when you're a teenager, you don't think about sex.
No, of course, yes, but like not as much.
like you're not horny all the time, man. Like
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I was horny all the time. What the fuck are you talking about?
dude, come on. It's more like have you ever met someone that you just spoke and then you just cannot get enough of that speech and like
Yeah.
talking to her all the night, all the time,
Every
all
Yeah.
day.
night.
Every
Like
day, man. I go to McDonald's, I fall in love with the cashier. I go to
oh
Yeah,
Rosier, I fall in love with
bro.
the bartender. I
Bro.
go to the
yeah,
park, I fall in love with a girl walking her dog.
Yeah,
no,
Maybe
man.
that's just me. Maybe I've got some
yeah,
issues.
you have some issues, bro.
No, bro. Like I'm
My love
telling
is cheap. My love is cheap.
bro, this is a huge factor as well. Like apart
Yeah,
jokes, like
it's a huge factor, bro.
men, all we see when like genuinely we as men will fall in love with a McDonald's cashier because that's all we want. We see a woman, we can hear how she talks well, and then that's all we want, bro. She has a job, she
Yeah.
talks well, and kind of seems feminine and
Plus,
is feminine.
it doesn't matter if she works or not because you're the
Yeah,
one who's gonna be provider. You
right.
know?
Mm.
And but when it comes to like women, there are like certain some women, I won't generalize all of them, but in West, there are standards, man. Hey, the guy, the guy, you need to have money for that.
Yeah.
You need to like the only thing you need is money, man. Like, and you can get
Which is
anything.
like it's like a reasonable thing to want, especially since
Right,
we are talking as if the guy is supposed to be a provider. But
right.
like I think like what we both agree on is that women all over the world want this. It's just in the West, it seems the standard is a bit too high. It's unrealistic.
It is. It
I
is.
think it's influential, bro. Like, they've been brought up in an environment that
Hmm.
forces this, and then
I
their
feel like
mindset.
they want a guy. I feel like they want a guy who makes really good money.
Right.
Like forget being 6 foot. Like we can't
Yeah.
change that. But like I feel like they want a guy who really makes good money. But but then when they find that guy, they want to set everything at their own pace. They
Hmm.
Yeah.
don't think about what the guy wants. Like this is generalizing a bit, but I feel like a lot of times the guy's point of view isn't taken into account, which is like for example, if I date a girl and she's dating me and she's like, "Oh, look at George. He has a decent job. He's well put together. I want to date him and eventually marry him and eventually have kids." Me on the other hand, I'm like, "No, I respectfully like the way I was raised, I want a family. I want to start a family like soon.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm ready to settle. I'm not looking to settle in the near future. I'm not planning to settle. I want to settle right now.
Yeah. Right.
Like not for like a girl, but like for the life of a family life.
Oh, not for a
Yes,
girl.
listen, Angel Sweets.
All right, it come from her mouth. Well, what is the perfect time to propose after how many years of
I think
dating?
look, I think it's unavoidable that the guy will always like for a stable relationship. I think the guy will tend to be older than the girl.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I think me, I'm always a fan. Like I always believe if marriage should happen soon. I feel like in your 20s, because the thing about this is if you get married in your 20s and you guys have like 3 years of marriage and then you all of a sudden you fall out of love and you get divorced, you guys are still in your 20s. You still have your whole
Mm,
life ahead of you, or
right.
your 20s, or like you just hit 30. It's like you still have your whole life ahead of you. But I know people, they wait till the end. They have a lot of problem conceiving kids. They focused all their time on their career. Now they have no time for nothing else, even though they're married and have a house and everything. And then they fall out of love in like 5 years. And guess what? They're both in their 50s and their
Right.
dating life is difficult. And I know, and this is relatives. The relatives I know where they have to settle for something they never wanted. It's hard, bro. If you're, and this is more, and I want to be honest, and I feel bad for women. This is harder for women to find a man as a much older divorcee, especially the kind of man they want. I see
Right.
them, they have to, at some point, they have to be realistic. They have to, find other people like their same age, if not older. They have to find people also from divorced families.
Right.
Whereas me, I believe if you got married way earlier on and then realized it wasn't for you, you'd still be young. You'd still find what you want. You'd still have all this time ahead of you. That's what I believe. Marriage for me should be something when you're young, and if you guys don't love each other anymore, it should be really easy to divorce. No attachment, no like strings or anything. We're not happy anymore, we separate. But the problem we have now is that before it was just religion, now it's the government's involved. It's like all your documents, and then trying to like separate from all that is such a headache.
Right.
Yeah, I
Agreed with you,
agree.
man. Agree. Because you're still young and you've got you're still learning, man. So like you can just separate out and figure your own stuff. And this is a point of learning, right? You because for women the clock is ticking, even for men. Like, but the longer
I
they
don't know,
wait,
man. I just like saw something like bro, Al Pacino had a kid. He's not 83.
no, no,
He
first,
now he's
like,
fighting with his ex for over the child, and he's got like a week
yeah,
left,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
for life. Robert De Niro, he just had a kid at 76. No, no, no.
yeah.
I think the
Oh,
women
how was
have
that
this
even happen?
argument. No, no,
No,
I'm going to be on the woman's side of this, where it's like it's a lot harder on the women.
it's harder on the
It is.
women.
It
Guys,
is.
you
It
can be
is.
50 and still have start a family. Women, unfortunately, I feel bad because it's not that I'm not going to say it's fair. They have that clock ticking.
Right.
Stuff does get harder for them as they
The
grow
longer
As they
they
older.
grow
wait,
old, yeah.
the longer they wait, yeah, well, it's the reproductive system, right?
Mm,
It's just not made to be delayed for women. So I feel bad as well. But for men, like sometimes, like let's say men want a younger woman. Like I have a friend who he's old in his 50s and he just wants like a woman, like a girl who's younger who he can still have a family with. So he needs at least what, like someone who's in their late 20s or like early 30s. Like he can't date 40s because that's a gone time. Like he can't have a family with them unless he adopts. So
mm,
it goes a bit towards men as well, but yeah, women definitely have it difficult, man. Agree.
yeah. And that's the unfortunate thing. Like, I feel like women in the north, like, it's becoming harder and harder for them. Like, partly it is their fault, it's a cultural thing.
Right.
But partly because, like, biology has given them big disadvantages in this area. But, like, what's a guy going to do? I respectfully, I want to start a family. I want to have, like, a loving partner. I'm going to go outside of this country to find that. Like being a brown kid, I can still go to my mom and be like, Mom, can you find me a nice girl from the old country, nice family, nice thing, and we'll meet and we see if we can make a marriage work.
So,
Right.
so you're okay with that arranged marriage?
Uh, I was never against it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and it's not even really an arranged marriage. Arranged marriage implies like there's no choice. This is more
Yeah.
of like
Oh, yeah, that's
traditional
true.
matchmaking.
It's
Right.
more like
Matchmaking.
Yeah.
parents matchmaking.
Yeah.
Because we you don't
Anyways,
only marry the person, you marry the family as well as
and
Yeah.
the family plays a big role in this.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
indeed.
Like if I go to Philippines, and I marry like a nice Filipina girl, I want to have cousins who I can call whenever I'm in a fight.
Yeah, yeah, right, man.
I just be like
Well,
Angel, Fernando. I need backup in the village,
Mr.
and then they'll
Cruz.
just come in being like, "Hey, are you messing with our bro?
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's my brother-in-law, man. Don't fuck with him.
Right. Because
Yeah, that's cool. That's
He's
cool.
like
Pinoy now."
like you have more family then, right? And
Yeah.
one of the things is like it's also in an arranged or like a matchmaking, your friends and your circle plays a big role in defining who you are, and
Mm,
to the family, to the potential mate's family or the mate. Because for me, I know that if I have my parents set me up with someone and they say, okay, go meet that girl. She's in Canada, she's in Toronto, Montreal, wherever. Like I know that I will definitely, like, if it's a friendly setting, I will take John with me because he is a kind of a guy.
he makes you look better by comparison. I completely agree.
No, I'm still taller than him. So
What?
no, like he is like
Did you guys see that chart where it's like if you tell a
yeah.
girl you're 6 foot, it shows you like 8 feet tall. If you tell her you're 5'11", it
Yeah.
shows you like 4 foot tall.
Just for the
Bro.
viewers, Arman is
Taller
Asian
than you.
Indian version of Passport Bros. He came here to the West to look for
No,
it's a reverse Passport Bro.
No,
He's
only for
he's a
citizenship.
bro passport.
Only for citizenship.